Good morning, everyone. Today is Sunday, November 23rd, and today is the next episode of GuesstiMania, where we go into all the YieldMax funds that are paying weekly, and we guess what they're going to pay because it's fun and entertainment after all. But before that, obviously, we'll do a Bitcoin update. Looks like it's trying to recover. Yesterday, or at least yesterday morning, it was at 83, and then it went down to 83 was the low, at least over 24 hours, and now it's up to 86. If we look back a week, what was the lowest point it hit? It doesn't look like it hit in the 70s, but it almost did. But yeah, maybe a slight recovery, but again, let's not be fooled. We've seen this story before. We'll see how it goes. Okay, now distribution schedule for YieldMax. There's a lot going on there lately, right? So they got the target 12s, which to my mind, nobody cares about. So I'm not covering them. And then we got the weekly payers, Group 1. These are the covered call ETFs. They will declare this week on the 25th. The ex-dividend date will be the next day. Actually, when's the 25th? I should have pulled up a calendar. Let's see. 20, yes. Okay, so Group 1 always declares on the Tuesday, but then X date Wednesday, and then pay date on the Friday. Okay. And then that was Group 1. Group 2, they'll declare on the Wednesday, and then they'll have ex-dividend date on the Friday, and then they'll pay the Monday. Okay. And then we got these suckers, right? Group 3, they'll declare on the Monday, ex-dividend date the Tuesday, payment date the Wednesday. That's not for next week. That's for the week after. All right. To make things even more crazy. Okay. All right. So again, these we're not going to guesstimate for, the target 25s because they don't declare this week, but we can look to get an idea of what they're going to pay, of course. So yeah. All right. Let's get to the file and let's have some fun. All right. So I did refresh. I added the 3 newer funds, right? Because now it's a party. Now we got 25% targets here. And we're going to start looking at them, by the way, on some of my daily YieldMax videos. I'm going to compare them to the more aggressive high yielders to see, how they perform. Because it's what people, what the 25% represents is kind of what people always cried for, right? Because they said, you're too close to the money. And I'm one of them in the beginning, right? So let's see. I want to do a comparable side by side to see, okay, how far out of the money is one versus the other. But yeah, we'll see. Let me know if that is of interest. All right, assets under management. MSTY is still the largest of the funds, 1.8 billion. NVDY number 2. NVDY might catch MSTY. That's crazy. Unless MSTR actually does turn things, well, I'll say Bitcoin does turn things around. It does look good right now, right? What was Friday, 4 p.m.? Let's see. If we go to 1 week, where's Friday? What was Friday? 21st. 21st, and we need like 4 p.m. It was at 84. Okay, so they're up. So, from Friday at the close. So, yeah. MSTR and MSTY, maybe they'll do good this week. You never know. ULTY's at 1.3 billion. TSLY's at $1 billion. CONY went under $1 billion. YMAX was approaching $1 billion, but yeah, they're fund to funds, and when every fund is down, it's like, good Lord. All right. Anyway, let's move on. IV. This is some type of issue. This is not. PLTY is not 498% IV. It's like 30 or something. But the real high IV is, well, it's a fund in SOLTY, SNDK, and then Mara has a 102% IV, which is insane. MSTR at the top too. MSTR is rolling with 89% IV, so it's bringing in the premium. That is for sure. AI with a surprising 87% IV. Circle, 85% IV. But Circo always pays good. HIMS, 79%. Damn, even Robinhood is up there, man, at 71%. You know, it's ahead of GME. So what, like GME, what attracted me to the GME in the very early days was the IV, like trading options on them. But now they're not even like, I'll trade Robinhood all day over GME. But anyway, I know this is not part of this video, but I did just add it this morning. Looking at, okay, so MSTR, the last 3 days of the week, let's say, went down 9, then 5, then 3, and then MSTY went down 8, 4, and 3. But what did MSST do? They went down 8, 4, and 3 too. But I have in this blue column, right? MSTY beat MSST on the Wednesday, and then on Thursday MSST did better, and then on Friday MSTY did beat. But again, on down days, I would honestly expect MSTY to beat MSST. And on up days, I would expect MSST to beat MSTY. But we'll see how it goes. All right. Let's look at the NVDY version of it real quick. NVDY won all 3 days. NVIDIA, well, they had a little up day, a down day, and another down day. And then, of course, there's the Tesla version. Just curious. TSLY won 2 out of the 3. But, you know, if we are green, let's see when we have a really green day, how they actually perform against each other. Again, I know it's not part of the video, but also real quick, I screwed up again and I forgot to download the trades on Thursday. So I have 4 days of trading information. Okay. All right. Now let's get to GuesstiMania. I know that's why you're all here. So I am a little less prepared than normal. So let's just get to it. So let's look at YMAX. YMAX paid 13 cents. Let's look at the last 2 payments. 13 cents and then 15 cents the 2 weeks prior. They went down in share price 64 cents. I'm just going to give them 12 cents. That would be a 61% yield. YMAG, they paid a surprising 9 cents actually last week, because the week before they paid 17. Share price wise, they went down 39 cents. So I'm not going to give them another 9 center. I'm not going to go below 9 cents. So I'm going to boost them at least up 2 cents to an 11 center. Let me just say good morning to everyone that's here. Good morning, Wolf. Good morning, Nikki. I know 5:30. Yeah, 5:30. Unfortunately, this is probably going to be the new time on Sundays, because I have to bring my son to an early baseball thing. So and his friend. So it's going to be the only way to not go completely last minute with everything is to make it this time. But we'll see. All right. Wolf is already playing the safe index funds in 26. Yeah. I mean, it's good to at least build the base around the index. You know, I'm not saying ETFs. You could just do the index in general, but I don't know. That's a good. It's good. Something good to talk about, right? To prepare based on what happened recently, which is kind of unexpected. It's good to prepare, be defensive, and get ahead of things. Going to the gym at 8 a.m. Since I'm going to the gym after I drop them off. All right, let's keep going. ULTY, I did not do ULTY, so I'm gonna pull up ULTY on the holdings to see what's going on. Maybe I'll have to zoom out now. This is where you got to zoom out. All right, where's ULTY? ULTY. All right, so ULTY, yeah. We haven't looked at it in a while, actually. What are they holding? I highlighted last time. These highlights don't mean anything because it's not updated. But they got Costco. They got freaking Google, Meta. We got a lot of safe crap in here now. Costco, Alphabet, Robinhood, more Meta. Yeah. So ULTY is gonna be, it's a little different, right? It's a little different. The IV, you could see the IV. The IV, the average IV is 65%. So expect a lower payment. So let's pull in that IV. That's HO92. We go to GuesstiMania. We want to pull that here. Where's ULTY? HO92. So when you plug in the IV here, the IV estimate will bring this now to 5 cents. And that is a possibility. And yeah, go with it. I'll go with it. I mean, again, I think they need to prep. You know, the last payment looked like to be an 83% yielder. But to be honest, if ULTY is going to trade lower IVs, they're probably going to pay out a lower yield. I mean, it makes sense. So I'm going to give them 5 cents, which is a 65% yield, kind of in line with their IV. However, of course, I do understand that they are doing a 1-for-10 reverse split very soon. So they can easily pay 6 cents, you know, and it won't matter, right? I know it'll drop it another penny, whoopee-doo. So they could just do that to save face, or they could say, you know, here's 5 cents. You know what? The reason for the drop is basically we're playing it a little safer in our fund. I don't know. That's my thought. But who gives a crap what I think? All right, let's go to feet. Let's see what feet is holding, because you do have some smelly ass feet. All right, let's go to feet. Can we even find them? I don't think I woke up the kid yet. That's good. I think I'm kind of talking quiet, but I'm not. I don't know. All right, here's feet. So what are they holding? AMDY, NVDY, HOOY, PLTY, ready. All right, type that in for me. AMDY, NVDY, HOOY, PLTY, RDYY. And all right, so they got ready. We got that one, right? AMDY. Same. Is it all the same freaking funds again? The NVDY, PLTY. You know, you guys didn't type it in. What a big help you guys are. All right, yeah, PLTY, NVDY. Okay, it's all the same funds. No change. All right. So again, this is my understanding, right? So you would take this, and you would add up, because they own each of these funds, right? Equal weighted, not really equal, not exact, but for the most part. So you add up the distributions. There's 5 of them. Again, these were paid last week, so this is what you would expect to get paid this week. Add them up, and then you divide by the number of them, 5, and you get a number. You get 46 cents. All right, but then you go back to the holdings. Okay, well, what percent do these funds make up? So you highlight the weightings, and you see 98.13%. So you go back to GuesstiMania tab, and you multiply that by 98.13%. And then you get 45 cents, right? Which, does that make sense? Yeah, kind of. But if I look back, they paid 38 cents last week, but they did pay 45 the week before. However, it's almost always less than what I think. So it depends. I mean, what do I do? I'm going to give them like 42 cents. How about that? 42 cents. All right. And then, of course, 5E is a percentage of that. So when you go to 5E, where the hell's 5E? Which way did he go, Georgie? Which way did he go? All right, so let's do the weightings here. Okay, so AMDY, NVDY, HOOY, PLTY, RDYY. They are 57% weighted in that. All right, so if you go to that, they should be 57% of this number. Make sense? 7%. 23 cents. They paid 37. See now? Oh no, they did not. Wrong one. Oh no, they paid 27. Okay. So 20. Yeah, I'll give them 24, 25. Give them 25, round up a little. All right, 25 cents for 5e. All right, LFGY. Yeah, we'll have to pull them up because I don't think their IV pulled. So we're going to find out what they're doing lately, what kind of degenerate funds they own. LFGY, I assume, has been taking a beating. I haven't really looked, but since they are mostly crypto, it's probably not pretty. Let it be, let it be. Anyone see it? Help, help, help. There it is. All right. So there's LFGY. Let's just see what they're holding lately. I don't have the formula pulling, so we'll have to go this way. Oh no, BMNR. That thing has been not good. Coinbase, yeah. All right, yeah, that probably hasn't been pretty over here. But let's just check out the average IV over here, 82%. Not bad, 82%. So it's row 89. So we're going to pick that up right here. And row 89. There you go. There you go. 82%. So that would give an IV estimate of about 41 cents. Their last payment was 37. But I'll give them 38 cents. Let it be. All right. Again, we are live. I'm just going to go through some comments real quick. The only YieldMax you own is Chippy. Well, it's not a bad one to own. That is for sure. For sure. 5 cents. Wah, I know. But hey, what do you want? You want safety? You want dividend, right? You want high yield or you want lower yield, more safety, right? What time did this start? 5:30 a.m. GuesstiMania. Usually it was, why does that say trying to connect? Good Lord. Usually a GuesstiMania starts at 6:30 a.m. on Sunday, but going forward, it's going to be at 5:30 a.m. Yes, I know. I know it sucks, but hey, it's either that or don't go live. And then I don't know which. I'm going live. I can't. That means I have to get up even earlier. Roddy Fun took a hit. Yeah, for sure. I made that video last night, Redfish. Come on, bro. You're supposed to watch it. But yeah, I'm actually, yeah, the timing of starting Roddy, crazy because everything tanked. But you know what? I'm better off because I need to learn how to, how to like work that type of investing better. So I kind of, sometimes you deserve to get slapped in the face to be a better investor. Oh, there's brother. Yeah, brother, we started early. Let's see, GPTY. All right, their IV's pulling, so I'm not going to go to their holdings. 52% average IV. That would be a 42-cent payment. They only gave 30 cents last time. Wow. I mean, yeah, I haven't even looked at the price changes. I'm going to give them 32 cents, 39% yield. But yeah, gains per share, if I look to the here, like this is the price change from the Friday to the Friday. Everything was down. Everything went down except Salty. So who went down the most? Feet went down 10%. Again, this is not adding back the distribution, of course, because I'm not doing that. And then 5e went down 9% because, feet goes down. Of course, 5e is going to go down. Outside of that, LFGY, which makes sense. They went down the most as well. All right. Well, whatever. So we did all right, GPTY. SDTY already filled in 24 cents. 28% yield. QDTY 32 cents to be 8% yield. RDTY 42 cents, 54% yield. Now let's take a look at Shippity Doodah. Their IV did not pull, so what we'll do is we'll go to the holdings and we'll find it if we can. Right, it's here somewhere, you would think. There it is, Chippy. All right. So again, this is one of the better performing funds, but you know, what do they own? Bunch of freaking chip companies. All right. Average IV for the bunch of chip companies, it's looking like 52%. So if we go to guesstimate, I wanted to get the row. The row is 69. 69. All right. So let's go here and pull that up, and then that'll fill in the IV estimate. We'll calculate to be 53 cents. Their last week payment was 41 cents. So yeah, man, that's a tough one. I'm not giving them 53 cents. The week before, 45. So we'll give them like 43. Maybe they'll juice it up a little because the IV was higher, the premium's higher, things like that. Now, YieldTY, since they actually had a green week, they did go up. What did they go up? They only went up 1.77%. So it's not like it was a fantastic week. But yeah, man, what are we going to get? They paid 76 cents last week. I mean, good Lord. And then 58 cents the week before. So guessing this one is kind of a disaster. You know what, though? I need to get the IV, though. I am curious to see what kind of degen plays they're holding. All right, so we got to find YieldTY. Oh, not wrong way. Where the hell you at, YieldTY? YieldTY, how you doing, YieldTY? Hey, YieldTY. Where the hell you at, YieldTY? Hello, YieldTY. Yeah, actually, no, YieldTY is colored, I think. So we'll find it that way. There you go. Here's YieldTY. All right, what kind of degen plays they got? They got 90% average IV. Wow. But they got this SNDK. That's what, 119% IV here. Who's this? Did I see 140? 143% IV. What the heck is this? What the heck is that? Cure? Cure. Look at it. It's not even well, that's just the underlying. Where's the trades? There it is. Cure is freaking volatile, huh? All right, whatever. It's 90% average IV. It's on row 91. So if we plug that in on GuesstiMania, you can see the calculated IV comes to 68 cents. Since they paid 76 cents the last time, it tells me they're not afraid to pay 68 cents. So I'm going to give them 69. 69. All right, so yeah, that would be a 90% IV right there. Okay, now we're going to move on to, that was group one. So group one, these declare on the Tuesday, right? And then group two, they will declare on the Wednesday. Of course, Thanksgiving this week will screw things up with the dates, but we already went through that. That was in the beginning. All right. Let's get to it. MSTY, I'm not going to do too much work here, to be honest, because again, the realized tab got screwed up. I did miss Thursday like a jackass. I forgot to freaking download it. But you know, and I only highlighted anything that's really that made more than kind of you would expect. MSTY did not. They had realized loss this week, so that's not really going to help. So we're just going to look. Let's focus. You know what? Here's what we'll do. I got an idea. Let's focus on the ones that actually made a decent amount of money first. So BRKC, they made, oh my goodness, $1.56 per share. So if we go to GuesstiMania, go to BRKC, where the hell are they at? They made $1.56. They paid 24 cents last time around, 40 cents the time before that. They moved down in share price by 60 cents. Their implied volatility is 14%, which would be a 13-cent payment. I'm going to give them more. I'm going to give them like a 28. They've been performing freaking awesome. You know, 28 cents. That would be a 31% IV. I know it's not in line with their IV, but I mean, look how much they made. Like, I'm assuming that's accurate. $1.56 per share. Realized income. I mean, hello. I mean, as much as people complain, you know, the BRKC should be is really, it's underrated, man. It is underrated. But you know, I don't know. This is, keep in mind, they filed for Berk C in the beginning with TSLY and OARC. It just recently got released because they didn't think anyone would want it. But I think, once you see how the high yielders perform when you do aggressive, cover calls, it may be, you may be a little more comfortable doing aggressive covered calls on something that don't move as much. Berk C's portfolio, a little more stable, hence the low IV. But I don't know, just a thought there. And then we got Carvani. They made about, what, 23 cents per share, it looks like. Again, we missed Thursday, so this is not 100% accurate. So, oh well, right? Where the hell's Carvani? Heard someone talking about Carvana, just not. I think it was Wolf Financial, just saying it's like not price. I don't know, like it's not good. It's not a good buy. Let's see. They went down $1.21. What the hell did they make? 23 cents. All right, that's not enough to do anything anyway. I'm gonna give them like 42 cents. So expect a drop in distribution, 70% yield right there, 70% yield. All right, let's keep going. So again, I want to just do the money makers first. HIYY, they made 24 cents per share. Again, that probably won't do anything. I already filled them in anyway, so we can skip over that. HOOY, they made 44 cents per share. Let's look at them. They're probably up a little more now. Yeah, a little more popular now. They paid 79 cents. HOOY went down $7 this week. They went down 7.09. They dropped 12% this week. So they are actually under their launch price of $50. They're showing that they closed at 49.18. But Robinhood, as I know, because I've been trading Robinhood in the Rowdy fund, is getting destroyed. Which, again, who would have thought? But whatever, it doesn't matter. 67 cents is the payment based on the IV. I'm going to give him 71 cents just to juice it up a little, because after all, it is HOOY. All right, so that's HOOY. Who else made money? Anyone else? RDYY. All right, so let's go to, here we go. Again, RDYY is in feet, right? So feet, if they're in feet, then, those people's, whatever the hell they're called, they think it's a good buy, or at least the underlying. What is this? So they paid 52. Their IVs based on 47. They dropped in price. So yeah, it's going to be around the IV. So we'll give them 48 cents. Nothing freaking fancy here. 71% yielder. All right, moving on to the last one I see here. Test. This is a test. This is a test. All right, so they're not paying, so we don't have to talk about them. But let's just go back to the top. Let's make this quick. So we got the gains, right? We could see how much gains. I mean, no one really gained anything this week except GUI. GUI did gains, so that's good. But we'll go in order. MSTY, they paid 14 cents. The last week, their IV is showing 11-cent payment, and yeah, they are priced at, oh my God, 6.83. That is so brutal. That's tough to look at. So 12 cents, that would be a 90. 12 cents, 91% yield. I mean, God, I can't even look at that. Oh, NVDY, how you doing? A little better, almost a $15 stock. Their IV shows 14. They paid about 14. I'm going to give them 14. TSLY, again, they are reverse splitting soon. 1 for 5. Now, when is that effective? November 28th. So yeah, this will not obviously be after. This will be before the reverse split. So let's see, 7 cents, 8 cents. I'll give them another 8 cents in line. 57% yield. Again, the new payment after the reverse split, you'll have 5 less shares, right? Your 5 shares are now 1 share, but you'll get paid 40 cents versus 8 cents, if that makes sense. CONY, another reverse splitter, except a 1 for 10. Oh my God, they're at $4. Good Lord. All right, so I'm going to give them 6 cents again. So I'm going to put them kind of in line. with the previous payment. PLTY, they're actually, oh my God, they're at 50.02. So they are fighting to stay above that $50 range. But man, oh man, everything took a beating this week. Just destroyed. All right, so I'm going to give them like 62 cents. That would be a 64% yield. AMZ, again, they went down too. Their IV showing 8 cents. I'll give them 9 cents. I'll be generous. Why not? They're at $13. GUI, again, they're the only green I see right now. They went up 79 cents per share. Again, that's with the distribution drop. So keep that in mind. They paid 9 cents last time. I'm going to give them 10 cents. So we'll give them a little increase. That's a 35%. Yeah. You know what? No, 11 cents. I'll give them 11 cents, 38% yielder. GDXY, they paid 20 cents last week. Their IV guesstimate is 12 cents. So that's a big gap there. So it makes it a little harder. So we have to go further out. Let's see what they paid the week before, 13 cents. So yeah, that's kind of what's expected, but I'll give them 14 cents, 48% yield. We already did HOOY, 71 cents, 75% yield. AMDY, let's see, they went down in share price, like everything. But their IV guesstimate, wow, 8 cents. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't know, man. They always pay good. I'll give them 11, 75% yielder. SMCY, they paid 21, then 19. Their IV estimates at 13. Good Lord. Good Lord, man. They're at $9. But again, they started at 50. So to be at $9 right now, it's an ouchie. A lot of ouchies this week. So I'm sure people are miserable. All right, Aptly, 6 cents and then 9 cents. Their IV guesstimate is around 6. I'll give them 7. 7 cents would be a 26% yielder. Phoebe, 9 cents, 9 cents. Okay, so you get the thing here. Why not make it another 9? Oh yeah, 37% yield there. MSFO, 10 then 16 cents. Ooh, 7 cents would be their IV guesstimate. So I'm gonna give them another 10 center. I don't know. You know, they could go single digit there. Pay 9 cents, 10 cents. I don't know. We'll see. Netflly, 8 cents, 8 cents. 8 cents. There you go. Consistency is key. We like consistent income. Again, I would think that people want to see the same payment. If you own Netflly and you're getting 8 cents every single week, then you're probably happy with that, right? I know they did drop, so of course the payment could drop, but we'll see. All right, YBIT, 7 cents, 7 cents. Guesstimate, 7 cents. There we go. Done. Piece of cake. Murny, 2 cents, 2 cents the last 2 weeks. Wow, their IV guesstimate is showing 1 penny. 1 penny. I don't think they'll pay a penny. They won't do it. They'll pay 2 cents because don't worry, they're going to reverse split. I think the next guesstimate will be post reverse split, or the reverse split will happen on the next Friday, this coming Friday, right? And then you'll see it. Yeah. So our next guesstimate will be based on the one for whatever the split is. Which, oh my God, it's going to be a pain in the ass on the spreadsheet. I don't even want to think about that. 15 cents, 14 cents. Okay, they're jumping up here. 16 cents. I'll give them it. All right, OARC, 8 cents, 7 cents, 6. Yeah, give them 7. Consistency, right? We're going to TSMY, 14 cents, 10 cents. Their IV estimate showing to be a high 11. We'll give them 12 cents. That would be a 41% yielder. Let's see how much we got left here. We're all over the place. AIYY, again, well, actually, they're showing 3. Yeah, why the hell not? I'll give them 3. 3 cents. Winter, again, Winter actually was green. They did go up in share price by $1.74. They went up 4.74% because, again, MSTR was not doing well. So obviously the inverse of that should do decent. You know, I thought they'd do a little better, but hey, 4.74%. I'll take it. They did pay 84 cents last week and 81 the week before, but their IV is showing 66. So, you know, it's a tough one. I don't know, man. I guess I got to give them in the 70s, in between 71 cents, 96% yielder. JPMO, they paid 10 cents and then 7 cents the last 2 weeks. They're sitting at 7 cents. So I'm going to give them 8 cents. Marrow, 26th and 21. They're sitting at 17 center. Average IV, wow, yeah, 102. So they're going to pay a decent amount, probably 19 cents. 110% yield on that. Babo, 13 and 12, sitting at 12. Yeah, give them 12. All right, Sivney, we talked about 42 cents. Fiat, another inverser, looking at 3 cents on the table. They paid 6 cents the last 2 weeks. So I'll round it up to 4. 4 cents would be a 71% yielder. Fiat actually did go up in share price 22 cents, which is 8%. So Fiat did go up 8% this week. XYZY, they paid 9 cents last week. They're looking at 6 cents. Tough one, tough one. Let me shrink this. We get more stuff on the screen, right? There you go. All right. All better. All right. 10 cents, then 9 cents. I'll give them 7. Again, yes, they're going to reverse split too. Zomo, 7 cents, 8 cents. Ooh, and then they're showing 4. They went down only 2% though. All right, I'm just going to drop them a penny from the last payment back down to 7 cents. PP, 9 cents, then 7 cents. They're looking at 6. Good God. They're an $8 fund. Probably should have reverse split this one too. I'll give them 7 cents though to stay consistent. I see the comments. I'll look at them at the end. Burke, see, we already went through 28 cents, 31% yield. RDYY, 48 cents, 71% yield. Disso, they paid 6 cents the last 2 weeks. If I see that, I'm giving them another one. ABNY, 9 cents, then 10 cents. Their IV estimate looks like 5, but I'll round it up to 7. I don't want to do them dirty like that. Dr. Dre said, "Nothing, you idiot. Dr. Dre's locked in my basement." 45 cents, then 55 cents, and we're looking at 31 based on the IV. God awful, god awful. They were green for the week though, so Dr. Dre rules. So I don't know, man. 35. That's still a 58% yielder. All right, GMEY, 50 cents, 66% yield. Crash, 4 cents, 68% yield. Circo, 40 cents, 86% yield. Robley, 35 cents, 54% yield. HIYY, 47 cents, 87% yield. YQQQ, by the way, they went up 2% this week as well. 6 cents, 28% yield. And then the last one, again, this is sorted by assets under management. That's dips at 5 cents, 46% yield. Now, if we look down here, we do have MSST, NVIT, and TEST. These funds are not declaring this week. However, based on, well, what the hell is this based on? Oh, duh, 25%. Yeah, duh. These are target 25%ers. So basically all I do, I'll take the price of this, which, oh my God, it's $44 already. Good Lord. $44 times 25% divided by 52 weeks. I would get a 21-cent payment for MSST. For NVIT, I'd get a 23-cent payment, and then test would be the same, 23-cent payment. But again, they're not declaring next week. They'll declare the week after. All right. Not sure what everyone's thoughts are. I see a lot of course, there's a lot of negative feedback, but there's negative in this type of market all the time. But people saying, I'm done, I'm done with it. I'm done with it all. All right, let me catch up on some comments. And then actually, I'm going to throw some freaking music on too before I read the comments. I got to get pumped for the gym. Put rock on. Maybe a 26 vol. Let's see. Okay, that's why I left off. Salty and Winter still doing well. I wasn't smart enough to get in them weeks ago. I'm Jill McKee. I don't remember seeing that name, but welcome, Jill McKee. On Thursday, sold all my YieldMax funds, including ULTY, Max, MSTY. Reinvested everything in SPY and JEPQ. I like SPY. I'm not sure about JEPQ. Yes, I lost money, but now I sleep soundly. Oh, yeah, exactly. Everything is going down. It's not like it's just the high yielders. So long, goodbye, Misty. 5-0 is here. Good morning, 5-0. Question from brother. What are your guesses for post-split prices? ULTY, yeah, that's here. ULTY will pay like 50 cents-ish, right? Because if they're paying 5 cents now and they're doing a 1-for-10 reverse split, your 10 shares will now be 1 share. So instead of getting 10 shares, 5 cents, you'll get 1 share, 50 cents. But that won't be for next week. That'll be for the week after that. All right. Hopefully that makes sense. What do you all think about buying into ULTY? I like the new picks. Yeah, I think in due time, ULTY, you know, ULTY's like their baby. And it's good because they have flexibility to do whatever the hell they want, right? So it's like a basket of active stocks that they trade options on. It's cool. So the timing of now them doing Costco, you know, at safer plays with the reverse split, it's like a refresh. So think of it that way, right? So ULTY's new price, whatever that, I don't know what it is. It's like what? So it'll go like $40 or whatever, right? So think of it like a refresh and start over. Wow, 5-0, completely debt-free. Dave Ramsey would be proud. I'm not, well, I got the mortgage. I'm not paying that off. My rate's too low. Let's see. Damn, 24 Silverado. That can't be cheap. How the hell you get 0 interest rate? I never understood that. I mean, I literally have almost a perfect credit score, and I still can't get like unless it's a new car, I guess, right? Maybe only the new cars. My broke ass can't afford it. A new car. Is everyone selling their YieldMax? I don't know. Ask them. Wolf says no. He owes 9 funds. 5-0 did. Question for LA. Why are your guesses so funny? Exactly. We just don't know. There is no answer to that. What are you guys buying after selling YieldMax? Let's either, again, it's not a, yeah, I can't fall in love with a ticker. That's exactly right. Yeah, again, we're grouping YieldMax as one. You have to talk about each one separately, right? Because YieldMax, obviously, they have fund of funds. They have a 25% target fund. They have a 12% target fund, right? And then they got the covered call ETFs. So they have quite the options. And then they have Chippy. Like Chippy's been whooping ass. So it's hard to, again, you can't put them in one little bucket. I meant your guess for the new price per share at the time of the split. Yeah, 50 cents. That's the guess for the new price per share. CLM, no thanks. All right. All right, I'm caught up on the comments. Real quick, I know some of you care about house money. Maybe, I don't know anymore, but YMAX, YMAG, and ULTY are approaching that, the 100% range. And then if I sort the covered call ETFs, MSTY, again, from inception, yeah, this makes you feel a little better probably. They paid you back 2 times over. NVDY almost paid you back 2 times over. CONY paid you about 1.5 times over. PLTY paid you 1.1 times over. XYZY about to be at 100%, and then a couple others too. So again, just keeping in mind, like, they basically paid back what their launch price was and then some. And I know, yeah, with the market drop, you don't really care anymore about that, but it's just good information. Something I also look at is the underlying price, because again, people say, when is a good time to buy? I don't know. Look at the underlying, right? Look, is the underlying cheap? I think I just saw a super chat thing. So thank you, Lofo T Runick. Lofotyrunik. I butchered that name. At the moment, apart from JEPQ and SPY, there are no adequate option dividend ETFs in the world, and that is a fact. There are no adequate. So again, it depends what underlying you want, right? Of course, NEO's ones are, really good performers, but there's just so many now. You can't really say that there's no other options. There's literally tons of options. But I don't know, man. To each their own, right? Good morning, and pilot fish swimming downstream. You going fishing today? At what price will they split MSTY? Under 5, probably. I mean, at this point, they weren't part of the announcement. They'll probably wait a little bit for the next one. Did I get your name right? Lofotyrunik. Oh man, that's not easy. All right, what else? All right, I was looking at the percent from the low. So GME, their 52-week low is 1993. Their current price is $20. They are 1% away from their 52-week low, which again, take that for whatever it's worth, right? And guess who's right behind them? Our buddy MSTR, who's been not nice. Any MSTR ETF, any Bitcoin ETF, not good. It's just not. It's not a good time. I had BMNU puts. I got destroyed on them, but I got out. I had to get out. I'm like, I just don't want any part of any more Bitcoin ETFs, right? Me personally, I'm just going to buy. I'm going to buy Bitcoin. I'm going to buy MSTR, and yes, I am buying STRC. As people have been salty about that lately too, but I get it. Everyone's salty about everything. Arrow, yeah. I mean, all these, it's all freaking crypto related crap that are on the discount. And then we've got Circo. Now this one, yeah, Circle. I don't know. Maybe this is truly a discount. AI, C3 AI. I'm done talking about that one. Moderna is always at the low, so screw them. PayPal, yeah, they're cheap now. So again, PayPal, it's used like, I don't know. I know they got competition now, but it's the known name. It connects to almost everything, right? So, and then DraftKings, man, again, I know there's competition there too, but you figured they would do well, especially now. Football season, come on, man. SMCY, Yeah, so these are the ones that are on the discount, and you can kind of see, does it matter? I don't know. That's up to you. All right, what else do you want to see? House money per day. So, obviously the house money total is not fair because if people launch late, it's not really competitive. So here it shows you like HOOY, comparably on a daily calculation basis, they have been paying you back 0.34% of your original investment per day. MSTY has done the same, so they are tied at 0.34%. And then PLTY's number 3 at 0.29%. Circo actually number 4, 0.23%. And we got NVDY 0.19, CONY 0.19. So I don't know if that's a surprise. I don't know if that's a stat you guys care about, but hey, just having fun here. Having fun. Also, if you're asking about the reverse split information, I don't know if you guys saw, I already did this for you guys and I made a video on it. So if you haven't seen the video, feel free to go check it out. It's somewhere in the midst of the videos. But yeah, so these are the 1-for-5s. The 1-for-5s are YBIT, TSLY, XYZY, ABNY, and OARC. So for every 5 shares you have, you will now have 1. All right. But the value within your fund will not change, right? You'll just have less shares that are worth more. I mean, hopefully that's pretty clear. So obviously, yeah, your distribution, it'll be basically multiply that times 5 to get an idea of what you're gonna get paid there. Here's the 1-for-10s: ULTY, Crash, Dips, Fiat, Murni, AIYY, and CONY. So you can kind of see that you know, a lot of these are under $5. Dips is the only one that is not. But again, yep, you'll get for every 10 shares, you'll have one. All right. I believe anything less than 10. So if you have, say you have 15 shares, you'll get the 1 share, and then you'll get 5. The 5 shares will be cashed out. You'll get cash for that. All right. Because there is no fractional breakout for you, which I don't blame the brokers, you know. And I believe some brokers charge a fee for a reverse split. I don't know if that's true, but I don't think I've seen it. All right. Let me catch up on the comments. Take a sip of water. Well, I mean, there's so much bad publicity out there against him. So delisted. They're about to get added to the freaking S&P, right? I don't know. Fourth quarter, hopefully. Winter doing great for me. Good job. 50 says YieldMax was good to me. I made enough money to invest in growth funds, old money funds. That takes a lot of money. BOAT. What the hell is BOAT? BOAT is on my watch list. It's a cool ticker, though. Good morning, all. CLM is solid, holding it for a while. Let it be. All right, so all right, I think we're good. Is there anything else we want to chat about? Is everyone clear on the reverse split since it's coming up, or do you need a refresher closer to it? Again, let's look at Bitcoin. It was 86, wasn't it? Now it's 85. See, don't even. No point on getting our hopes up on Bitcoin anymore. At this point, it's easier just to expect the worst, you know. You know, everyone says 75 is the bottom, 60 is the bottom. All right, I'm just like in my mind, I'm like, all right, let's go. It's fine. Just go to 60, so we can turn this crap around already. So what's bringing it down? I don't freaking know. Could be a lot of things. No need to get into that though. But it's ugly. It be ugly. All right. So one more time, I'll show you the top 5 yielders this week based on GuesstiMania. Of course, for fun and entertainment. So my highest guess goes to Mara with a 110% yielder. All right, number 2 goes to Winter at a 96% yield, Misty at a 91, HIYY 87, Circo 86. Not many, only one 100% yielder. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, let's not go to. But yeah, if we kind of embrace it, plan for it, it may not be as bad when it comes. That's all I'm saying, right? But oh, LA. Well, LA is actually technically on time because we normally start. He's actually early, considerably, because we start at 6:30 normally. But LA, we had to start at 5:30. This is probably the new Sunday time, unfortunately, due to you know, things. Just drop the kids off for things. Heard interview from YieldMax staffers about how they feel about the State of the Union. No, I don't. I can't watch. I don't know. Maybe I don't want to watch interviews anymore with the fund managers. I just don't. I'd rather watch like YouTubers interview other YouTubers or just real people. I don't want to see any fund manager interviews. That's just why I'm not doing any more fund manager interviews, really, because it's just I don't know. I need like a break from it all. Yes, you are late. All right, so I think we're gonna end it because we are at the hour. Unless LA, you got any questions, LA? See someone like an interview with LA appliance guy. I'd rather watch that, right, than an interview with a famous fund manager. No questions from LA. You don't want help with I can fix the washing machine, right? Unplug it and you plug it back in. All right, what else? What else? I don't know. Okay, if I kept CLM, I'd be up 150K more. Wow. That's with drip, I assume. Yeah, man. We gotta think about this. If you're gonna get into a high yield covered call ETF, that's a risk. But now if you choose an individual underlying, that's another risk. So maybe, again, like Wolf was saying in the beginning, take a look at the indexes. That's what I'm doing with Roddy, because I was kind of getting I went a little crazy, I'm not gonna lie, and now I'm paying for it. So I need to rethink my strategy and start the balance of the strategy built with indexes, and then think about other things. All right, I don't know, at least that's how I'm thinking about it. But I think that's all we got. But yeah, if you're late to the party, we got Thanksgiving this week, so the distribution schedule getting a little interrupted, so be prepared for that. As always, this is not financial advice. I am not a freaking financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, come back next week, 5:30 a.m. every Sunday now, at least until this baseball thing's over. But yeah, and tomorrow, very special interview with some option nerds. 3 people. They're all going to help talk about options. I'm going to ask some questions. Hopefully anyone here that likes to do options themselves or wants to learn about options can join and then ask away. It'll probably be a faceless interview. So it'll be more so me sharing the screen and things like that. All right. If you guys enjoy this content, please hit the like button. If you have any questions, leave them down below. If there's spam in the comments, obviously I apologize. That still happens. It's annoying, but you block like every freaking crypto word that they give and they still somehow make it, I don't know. It's nuts. All right. So it's time for the keywords. So start thinking about a keyword. So if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you gotta say the keyword. You have to say the baby. All right, what the heck is the keyword? What's the keyword? Monthly? What the hell is monthly? I don't know. Early. Yeah, it's fitting. How about 5:30 is the keyword? 5:30 a.m. keyword. Is that good? Maybe that will remind people, but we'll see. We'll see. Everyone's yes, it's obviously it's an hour earlier. All right, I'm done. So keyword today is 5:30 a.m. Again, why? Because going forward, GuesstiMania will be at 5:30 a.m. because it takes an hour, and now I have to log off, get everyone ready, get the hell out of the house, drop them off, and get my ass to the gym. All right, easy enough, great. But no, for real, if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it to myself and all these other suckers out there, you got to type in on either on X or here on YouTube 5:30 a.m. So next week on Sunday, set the alarm 5 a.m. Get your coffee, pop in 5:30 a.m. and let's have fun at GuesstiMania. Again, there is no wrestling impersonations because no one was awake to ask me about it. So yeah, we'll see. But thank you all for being here. I know it was short notice on the 5:30 a.m. but yeah, it is what it is. That's life, right? Anyway, I'm out of here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching live, and thank you for watching after. Appreciate it. Later.